Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the news update on Television Nigerian. I am Chiwendo Osisiago. The federal government said it had recruited 40,000 police officers in the past 4 years in an effort to re-energize and improve the personnel of the force to tackle increasing security challenges in the country. President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this in his remark while declaring open a 2-day retreat for senior police officers in Uyo on Tuesday. Buhari, who was represented by the Ministry of Police Affairs, Dr. Megari Dinyadi, said the federal government also granted assets to the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Act and carried out an upward review of salaries and allowances of the rank and file in a bid to boost the morale of the force. He said that other efforts aimed at improving service delivery in the force initiated by the federal government included the establishment of a task force on need assessment of the Nigerian police headed by Vice President Professor Yemi Osibajo. The president assured that the federal government will continue to accord priority to efforts aimed at re-engineering and re-equipping the force to tackle increasing and complex security challenges of the country. The House of Representatives on Wednesday called on the federal government to declare a national emergency on ritual killings across the country. The development was part of the resolution reached by the lawmakers on a motion of urgent public importance entitled "Needs to Curb the Rising Trend of Ritual Killings in Nigeria." It reports that ritual killing has recently become a trend across the country as video clips of such activities involving adults and even teenagers continue to emerge online. Vice President Yemi Osibajo has expressed the need for reflection over the recent wave of attacks on democracy and by coup plotters on the African continent. Speaking on Tuesday at the 52nd Annual Conference of Law Teachers held at the Bayero University, Kano State, Osibajo described the current wave of military onslaught on democratic regimes in Africa as a threat to the growth of the society. Discussing the theme law, democracy, and the electoral process, Professor Yemi Osibajo said since 2017, there have been 12 military coups in Africa. Half of them have occurred since 2020. He said in keeping with Nigeria's foreign policy tradition, Nigeria has always promoted democracy and has been resolute in condemning extra-constitutional takeover of power on the continent, reflecting on the nation's intervention in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and in Gambia. A group of suspected kidnappers have been arrested by the Oyo police operatives on Tuesday along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. According to reports, the suspected kidnappers were arrested at Oni-Gari axis along Ibadan Expressway. They were also reportedly from Niger, Kano, and Sokoto. However, the group of suspected kidnappers was apprehended with a variety of weaponry, including locally made firearms and ammo, machetes, knives, and other hazardous weapons. The suspects were paraded and have been taken in for additional investigation and prosecution, according to a close source. The European Centre for Electoral Process has stressed the need for the active inclusion of people with disabilities in elections and political processes. The charge was made by the project coordinator of ECES, Amza Fasifuriri, on Wednesday during a one-day training on inclusivity for Enugu State Independent Electoral Commissioner, women, youth, and persons with disability representatives. According to him, in the context of the current reform of the Electoral Act, representatives of PWDs, civil society organizations, and women youth organizations have been putting huge efforts to push for a change in the legal framework in a way that serves greater participation and representation. He thereby charged Albino's Foundation to continue sensitization and civic education aimed to achieve free